What's up, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, day traders, club swing traders? Hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic. We got Al, bright and early. Good morning to you. We got Albert. Good morning, Bill, Brian, Kathy. Good morning to Corey, Julie, Jason, Jay, the Ninjas in the house. Good morning to Lauren, Lucian. We got Matthew rocking with us. Good morning to Miguel, Pete. We got Tina, Tommy. Good morning to all my party people, all my people out there in YouTube land. We got Daniel, we got No Till. Good morning to Corey, Honey, Roy. All my lurkers in that background. That's okay. I still love you. Just hit that like and subscribe button. And we got Spy with a little bit of a gap down to start off the week. Again, nothing too serious yet, right? So obviously we're just kind of, I mean, we had that Wednesday pop from Jerome Powell, so pretty much telling the market you're getting your three rate cuts. We had a good move. Let's my real volume area doesn't even really come in until 5/16/24. So we could still come down quite a ways before we're like, okay, we might be reversing a little bit. So I think we're still just hanging out. I mean, we're pretty far extended, even just in that one day so far. So I think a little pullback still makes sense. If we really want to go from the bottoms here, not sure exactly where the bottom of this candle is. Probably, I guess this move starts here, right? So this was a little pullback. Let me just adjust that a little bit. Even on a 618 basis, even a 50% retracement takes us essentially into the top of those candles. So 517.67. And then I can't see those numbers, but that looks like a 516.13. So we still have, again, even that would still be a healthy pullback, get us some good risk reward, which I think we kind of need when markets are at all-time highs. So I don't know. I don't know. But for today, again, this is technically a little bit of a retest gap. We did have this gap, so this little gap down for us today, that's us closing it. So maybe some positivity there, but I do think that this gets retested, even if we do want to come down either later this week or sometime in the future, just kind of hit onto some of those volume areas, 516s, the 517, somewhere in that zone. But I think there would be some interested buyers right around that point. So we got Q's with a little bit of a gap down as well. So this one has been kind of cutting through some of the key support, which we almost closed on, what was that, Thursday? We closed right into that support. We even held that on Friday. So this gap down, I think, is a little bit more significant. We got 445.80. So that would be our support. That should have held. That should be our resistance. This is a gap and go from Friday. But at the same time, Friday was really just a little tiny retest gap. So I don't know how much of issue I'd put on or importance of this being a gap and go bearish. That being said, probably do expect it to come down a little bit. 442.49 would be the first spot I'm looking to hold. And then I think a really nice longer term support at least would be 439.17. So we will have a few levels in between there. Otherwise, it does look like we're probably bearish, but I don't think the most crazy bearish that we've seen. TLT. TLT with a little bit of a gap down into some support too. So we were looking for 93.68 to break. We'll see if this is a retest to here. This is also a gap and go. So maybe we get a couple down candles on that one, but that was a really, really good candle on Friday. And we'll see if we can just kind of hold that 93.68 zone on that one. Lauren says CLSK. And if you guys got tickers, you can throw those into the chat and we will cover those. Clean Spark. Nice little gap and go from Friday's candle. Still well within inside this range. We're hanging out from this again Thursday for, well, actually this is Wednesday for Clean Spark. Really, really nice breakout, and we've done nothing but just kind of rest. So you do have that hammer. This should be your retest. I'd be watching out for $20.38. The next target up though would be 2104, and that is a spot that has been hit already as well. So if we could get up there, there's nothing really stopping us until 2310. So could be a nice little trade, but overall it does look like we're in a little bit of just sideways chop fest, although structurally it looks decent though. Structurally still looks good, and the only other thing I would say is that I do like. There's your mini downtrend. So on this Wednesday, we broke out. Perfect little retest into this. And if you want to start thinking on a swing trade, that might not be a horrible play on Clean Spark. Uh, INTC. INTC, I think also AMD as well. Not really holding up today. So a little bit of gap down based on some China news in regards to chips. So I think they're kind of fighting back on we have to sell them dumbed down products, and now they're saying they just don't want to, they're not going to buy certain products. So Intel, AMD getting a little hit on that news, but look for some kind of support around $40.70 on Intel. The last candle was green, so Friday was a bullish day, but really just inside, I'd be going more with all those red candles. Treat this, I think, like a retest gap. We also have the support for the 200 coming in. That's $40.29. And if that starts to break, then we have 39.43. Otherwise, probably a little bit of a reversal. I think maybe we get this rally to like 42.03 today. No, we didn't do AMD yet either. But yep, they're covered with the same news though. So uh we I think they said they can't even have I think they said they can't have Microsoft Word either, I believe. So maybe even Microsoft taking a hit. I didn't look at that one yet, but AMD definitely coming down, and a little bit of support, not much. We've been getting we've been feeling a little bit weaker on this one on AMD. So after that push to 227, we haven't really found any spots to even chop sideways. I guess we have 4 days where we're just kind of in the same range, but nothing too crazy. Uh Bigger support on this one would be about 168.38. And then the biggest one would probably take us to 164.12. So we still have some room. I think this zone right here, which has a whole bunch of VPOCs into it, so 176.66. That's uh that's probably the resistance. Sansilla says AMD is my loser. Um that means you're not short it and you got it higher. that's that's it. But again, all of these and could they recover and see all-time highs? Probably, and most likely at some point. I don't think the story is over. But you could also probably try to protect your position, hedge against it, buy some puts, things like that. But for the most part, I don't think these companies are going to zero. I don't think you have to worry in that zone. But look for support somewhere around 167.88-ish. And then again, we got about 164, 163.87. Somewhere in that zone should hold. But yeah, I'd probably be looking for almost some type of a bounce today on some of these things, and then more or less chop. But I think that whole chop is really leading to this retest, and then we probably come down a little bit further. Let's see if Microsoft is feeling anything from it. MSFT. So a little bit of a gap down into a almost support. Support's probably a tad lower, or at least the first one is. 425.10. Looks like we tried to hit that on Friday. We didn't quite do it. So we're at the lows of Friday. Most likely, I think this is a spot that can get taken out, especially if the market's want to look a little weaker today. But 422.56 would take us into our next target. So we could see a decent little trade on Microsoft, maybe. Maybe if we start breaking that hammerish setup. Boeing. Boeing has some news on it. So Boeing CEO stepping down. So they're gonna get a new CEO. Uh all change is good change for Boeing. So I think that the market is perceiving that as some positive news for right now. Longer term, now it's Boeing. Very, very difficult company because they cannot seem to just not get bad news. I think we had a little bit of positive news last week. Now we get the new CEO. I think that's all good, fine, and well. I'm looking at this double bottom. So you got a beautiful double bottom long term. I don't think it's the easiest one. We got to get through all of this volume. So the range on this one and maybe we see some of these levels today, and that would still give us a little bit of room, but somewhere up in the 201 zone, 201.94. Maybe we're looking for some kind of targets up there, even if I'm just going off the VPOX. Yeah, 201. So we still have some decent room on this one. We're probably catching a lot of shorts. Resistance is about 212, 212, 213, somewhere in that zone. So if we're in this thing longer term or we're looking for a good swing, I got to imagine I'm going to get held up at this volume. We still also have all those moving averages coming down. For today, though, again, that is pretty decent news. I don't know if I want to fade this one, although I kind of really do. But I think I just want to fade it because it's Boeing, and these guys have not done anything right. Sell the rips have been decent with them, but first support at least 192.13, and then we're looking for resistance somewhere around 200. I do think Boeing's going to be one to watch today. I think you'll see some good volatility into it. And probably will be even more liquid than usual. So I think Boeing will be a decent play. Right now though, 50-50 out of the gate. So 50%, you get about let's call it about $4 to your support. And then you get about $4 to your target. So we're stuck kind of in the middle. Um, but still $4 if we could get some kind of rally or continuation. My one thing last week is I haven't seen that much continuation in this market. All right, we'll see a good setup, and we're just falling short of targets. And the last week at least, last week it was like, ugh, can you just go? Some of you guys trading off the 1 minute chart though. Uh-huh. Good evening from Saudi Arabia. What's up, Hamid? Speaking of Saudi Arabia, we have the Saudis investing into Lucid again. So Lucid again, under $5 for me is tough to trade. Usually liquidity is not there. Lucid, especially on days where you have news, where you got some funding coming in from the Saudis. Um, and this is their second time, and this is their second time, so they're doubling down into Lucid. So you're getting a little bit of love here. Nice little gap up from 277 to 319. Not sure if this one wants to hold or not, but I do think Saudi's putting money into Lucid. I would almost think that it would have probably been a zero already if the Saudis didn't fund it once. Now they're kind of coming back in. They're doubling down, so that could help keep it up. I don't know how we'd want to play this one. Maybe as a swing, but I think again, trading under $5 usually is you're glutton for punishment doing that. However, do you get the increased volume? It is Lucid. It might be fun to watch, look at, gives yourself maybe some wider spread stops, things like that. But Lucid does have some news. Is Rivian? I don't know if Rivian or Tesla's getting any love from that. No, in fact, Rivian is gapping down. Couple pennies on that one. We got Tesla. Tessie. Tessie also gapping down. Still into this little support down here. So just Chopville looks a little bit more short than it does long. So targets on this one. First target would have to be the low of Friday, which is 166.73-ish. And then we got 163.10. Coinbase, I believe Bitcoin was up a little bit over the weekend. You are getting a gap here. Again, we are still a little bit range bound. I feel like on most things, a lot of things we've just kind of been in this range for the last few days, which is not a bad thing overall for the markets. Could be a little bit more frustrating for traders. But we're just I think the last 3 days, probably today, maybe tomorrow, is also just us hanging out and just resting from that powerhouse of a Wednesday. So here's that Wednesday, even on Coinbase, nice little run. So I think it's probably a little bit of a tighter range today. So we do have a good gap, but look for support around 256.16. So if I was to try to play this one, I'd want to at least as close to possible as that. See if that wants to hold. That should be my support. Other than that, my target is 264.46. And then maybe we get back to 270.17. especially if Bitcoin wants to stay bullish today and not kind of come down. But we'll see. We'll see how that one wants to play out. But yeah, it's a little bit of a tight range. Otherwise, it is a good gap. I'd want this one to kind of fade first. You know, this is well, it's also a retest gap too. So you're probably a little bit more likely. I think he could run into this 250.16. So I'd set my alarms for that. Larky says, "Thank God it's Monday." I know. We need those 24-hour markets, I think. That's what we got to start pushing to. All right. Let me know if you guys have any other tickers. We just did coins, so we'll take a look at Mara. We got 2110. Not really any fun gaps there. What's the word on gold? Uh should probably look at GLD, but gold has been just again kind of with the rest of the market consolidating. I know this is probably not the ticker you guys use, GLD, but it's been running up. We've everything that's been like the last week, and this is like pick and choose your times to trade. I I can't say gold is bearish, right? It's done nothing to say, okay, let's go short on gold. But it's already after almost forever of consolidation, we've already broken out once. We've done nothing but rest inside days, just chilled, hung out. This is if you're trading gold, this is frustrating. If you're in gold, you're fine. You're not. You're like, okay, I'm still up money in my portfolio. I'm still positive, right? You're not really concerned. You're like, oh, could you just break again? That was fun. Roll the dice one more time. So you're just consolidating. You're just getting that little battle until we actually break probably 199. Then I think we're still bullish on it, but we just get a little bit more of a pullback perhaps, and then obviously see if we can break this 204.02. But yeah, we're just hanging out, so nothing too crazy on that. All right, we got Palantir. Palantir is gapping down by 10 cents. Nothing too crazy. Look for support around right around here, $24, 23.99. So maybe a little support on that one. Um, JetBlue, I think all of the airlines are down today. I don't know if it was it Spirit, one of the airlines. Somebody let me know which one it was, if you guys know. But one of the airlines got rejected on some new routes that they were trying to plan. So a little bit of weakness for JetBlue, some of the airlines. JetBlue is not really feeling anything. Was it UAL? UAL. Yeah, decent. Yeah, there you go. Yep. Decent. I thought it was Spirit for some reason, but yeah, decent little gap down. You're still into support, kind of breaking underneath that support. So even on this gap down, I think I would have liked the whole 45.73. We are starting to break it a little bit, but look for support. Probably next one somewhere around 44.86 if we could get there. Otherwise, at least from Wednesday's candle, we're pretty much at that VPOC now. So we'll see. Otherwise, bigger targets to the downside. If we start to break, the next target down is about 44.34. I don't think airlines losing their routes, or not really losing it, but trying to add new ones, and that getting held up really to me is okay. In the future you could do it, maybe. I don't know. It doesn't seem like it would be worth a big gap down like that. So but airlines are airlines. And then you also have Boeing doing pretty well today. If anything, I'd probably try to buy UAL up for me, I think. All right, we got J&J. So that one's looking like it's got some continuation to the downward trend. Definitely already breaking some of those key levels. I'd be a little bit more bearish on J&J here. Next little target, 154.93. The one after that I got is 154.66. And then 153.93. The problem with those targets is they've all been hit already. So if we don't get a bounce the next couple days on J&J, we could probably have a little bit of deeper sell-off. I've already got some lines on my chart. So that could take us to about 150 and then 141.91. We'll see. Below all those moving averages, you got a clear double top on that. You do have some kind of support. We're opening already today. We actually closed below that support. So I'd be a little bit more to the bearish side on that one. I think we get continued selling. ULTA, ULTA Beauty. We flat. I'm not getting any pre-market lines. Uh, yeah. I think we're flat unless I'm missing some kind of crazy gap. No, I don't think so. Uh, just hanging out. It's very tough to short any beauty company. ULTA, Elf, whatever the other one was. Trading view seems slow. My trading view up until this point, and I think it's probably just kind of opening in the range. So, but my trading view so far today has been good. So I can't be too upset with them today. But every day is different. But yeah, little bit of just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days pulling back. This is the more significant gap. The fact that we just kind of retested perfectly off of here. We're probably resting a little bit with a little bit more edge to the bear side than anything. AUD, CHF, Australian dollar. mm, just inside for now. Nothing too crazy. I do like the fact that you're above. So see if it wants to pull back a little bit into 0.58599. Otherwise, target back on this one would be about 0.59033. Otherwise, that is a decent little. I think this is going to be a tough spot to break through, but I think once it breaks through, you have really good support down at 56 cents. Not a lot of real volume holding us back, so it's going to be a tough spot here just because we got rejected there. That was our support at one point. Support over here, resistance, resistance. But the fact you're above the 200, I like this one for a breakout. Um, Longer term, probably about 0.61 would be my first real target. After that, you probably got room up to about 63 cents. So 63 and a half cents, something like that. hmm Hold longs through April. You talking about stock or you talking about in general everything? Because I wouldn't say in general everything. I it's I don't know. I don't see a reason yet, and this is it just feels dirty to say, right? But I don't see a reason why. Where's the candle? Where's the fear? Where's the panic? The only thing that I'm not seeing right now is excitement, right? So a lot of times you'll see the stock market. You start in crypto, right? Big time in crypto. Oh, everyone's got to get in. I saw people like putting bumper stickers about Bitcoin places. I think my fortune cookies from the Chinese place were sponsored by crypto.com. Like it was, or maybe it was FTX. I think it was FTX. I'm like, it is everywhere. People are like, they feel like they're just missing out. I think people still are bullish on the market, but I'm not seeing the same enthusiasm of like, oh, I can't believe I'm missing this market right now. It's so crazy. Like, the Dogecoin does nothing, but we should buy it. I'm not seeing that. So that's the only thing. Like, it seems like it's a little off on the market. Other than that, I why would I go bearish? Right? I'd be a cautious bull because I'm like, well, we're up without any pullback and we're stretched and we're like crazy. Wendy says we haven't started the bull run yet. In crypto or the stock market because both of them are run. Bitcoin just hit all-time highs. Yeah. Stock market all-time highs. I think we've definitely started the run. But the question is again, does everything just go straight up? No, I think we are a little extended. I feel like a pullback would be fantastic. I haven't even purchased anything for the long term in 2 months. I just got the money on the side, just collected the 5% for right now, just waiting. And I've got a decent enough positions on everything. If we just continue higher, great. That's fine. But until I see something worth the value and worth like, hey, I want to get in, it's just very, very tough at all time highs. So I think people that are not, and I feel that same sentiment. I mean, if you're not in the stock market yet, you're like, man, yeah, I do have a little FOMO, but you're not like I have to buy things. You're watching this thing going, this it's eventually there's going to be some kind of pullback, some kind of black swan, some kind of, and it's not the end of the world type move. It's just I think we could get a dip, right? So yeah, I would be bullish through April. I don't have any reason as not now. Could we hit April 1st, April 2nd, and then we get that one crazy day, and then I'm going to change my opinion? Yeah, I think I'm entitled to be fluent and liquid on the situation. But for right now, we don't have that candle. We don't have anything that I'm like, hey, I want to flip my positions. And so for right now in the foreseeable future, it's just hold. It's just I don't know I don't know how long I don't want to get new positions for, but give me that candle. So right now, yeah, above all moving averages. I think we're still by the dip territory. I just haven't noticed the same enthusiasm on the buy the dip, but that also feels weird to say because Wednesday was such a powerhouse day and we just moved like crazy. So what dip to buy? That's the real question. Maybe we just haven't really dipped yet. So I don't know, but looks good to me. Looks good to me. All right, what do we got? 2 minutes left. I got time for like one more ticker if anybody's got one that wants to take a look at real quick. When he says I'm about to go to cash. Going to cash is a losing position. No, careful. You got inflation creeping up. Inflation going crazy. I don't know. I will probably be buying some more I bonds this month. This month or next month? Next month probably. Tattoo biosystems. Yeah, this one looks like it's hurting. This is hurting. Probably. I don't know financials or fundamentals of this company or what they exactly do. But what I do know is they better be in the hand repair business because this is the catch the falling knife type stock. So, uh, again, I don't know if these guys what exactly they do, but this looks like it could go lower. If I was really into this company and I knew everything about it and I said I want to own it, yeah, I wouldn't mind dollar cost averaging, catching, some trying to catch some lows and some bottoms. But I also can't sit here right now at least and go, this company's gonna be here in 10 years. I don't know. This looks rough. So probably a little bit more to the short side. I think the only way to really play these instead of catching the falling knives, wait for that sideways chop, wait for them to just level out a little bit and then maybe catch those pops either for trades or you could try it and at least then have, you're throwing your stops pretty much where you got in and saying, cool, I'm in. Right? I like it. But yeah, as it comes down every single day, usually it's not the better situation to try to catch those bombs. That is the morning bell. So everybody on YouTube, unfortunately, I got to disconnect right now with you guys. You guys were absolutely incredible. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. Be safe in the market. We'll catch you again tomorrow, 9 a.m.